What's up, junkies? Welcome back in for another edition of Pigskin Junkies. Myself, Michael Larson, the big brother, Jared Larson, here to bring you week 4 of college football picks.
Boom, baby.
Lots of, thank yous due so far. We've been getting lots of rates and reviews. Once again, please continue to rate, review, subscribe to the podcast. Follow at pigskin_junkies on Twitter. Tweet us your picks. Let us know what you're thinking. We enjoy any and all feedback. The Twitter fingers have been hot lately, and they
have been hot.
Yeah,
Picks been hot on this podcast.
Yeah, Jared coming in carrying a record at 10-5. I'm carrying a record at 10-4. But I think, do I still hold the record of the 2-0 head to head?
Yes.
Okay, I gotta add that to my my stat sheet.
I'm getting squished. I'm getting squished on the head to heads. Yeah, last week recap real quick recap. Virginia push, Iowa State winner. Well, actually, depends on who you took or at what price. Some pushes, lots of winners. Arizona State winner. Micah, UCF winner. I should have been on them, just couldn't out of spite. Florida Atlantic, which was wrong. That was a winner on the system, but should have been a loser. Temple, keep your points, Vegas, winner. Kansas State, keep your points, Vegas, winner. Cincinnati, winner.
Mm-hmm. That was ugly early, too. Miami, Ohio came out hot.
It was a hot week last week. Mm-hmm. Going straight to Fade Town.
Well, I mean, I was 3-1, so I like sticking in this 4 to 5 pick range because I feel like once I got to 6 and 7, then it's then you're grabbing at straws.
Newsflash, people, betting the board is a bad idea. You'll probably lose.
Yeah. Hey,
I do want to do the money line parlay thing. So I'll put that out on Twitter on Friday night.
That's fair.
Of a super juicy 3-teamer lottery ticket.
If it hits, you win big. Did you see that story of the Marine who put, I think he said $20 down on Mahomes to win MVP last year? And basically was able to pay for him and his wife's wedding and honeymoon and all that. Betting isn't a horrible thing, people. It can be used for good. Yeah. There's that one story.
They don't write the paper. They don't write the stories about all the tens of thousands of other people that bet $20 and lost it.
Gone bankrupt from just trying to gamble and make that kind of money.
Well, that's what I mean. Not bankrupt, but all right, dude, you're gonna buy. I see people in New York City pay $8.50 for a latte. Yeah, it takes 6 seconds to drink. Hey, you're putting $10 down, and if maybe you win $400, and then you can go out to a nice dinner.
Yeah, no, it's like people. I mean, I heard one kid say to me one time, he goes, "Yeah, I buy lotto tickets. I don't go to the movies. I just buy lottery tickets." It's like, well, I guess that's fair. I mean, it's essentially the same price for,
gives you the same tickle.
Yeah, for a nickel.
Tickle of the Keons.
Yeah. Jared, you ran the table last week, so you have the honors of being the first pick.
Send it. Tennessee Volunteers.
Ooh.
Plus 14. I forgot this kid's name for Florida.
Kyle Trask.
Mike and I were sitting there watching this game, and they were like, Kentucky's going to win, Kentucky's going to win. And then Felipe got hurt. We're like, Florida's going to win, Florida's going to win. I can't believe they won that game. Kid's untrustworthy as far as I'm concerned. I cannot believe that Kentucky melted that hard. And I expect Tennessee to come in the swamp, be ready to go. Guantanamo Bay is not that good. The team in general is not that good. This is a rivalry game. 14 points, 2 touchdowns is too many for a team that I think will have a tough time scoring in the Florida Gators. So give me a couple of touchdowns. I'll take Tennessee.
Not so fast, my friend.
Oh.
I got Florida minus 14.
Out of the gates.
I like Trask. Anyone but Franks. It does stink. I'm not cheering for somebody's injury, but I think this Tennessee team sucks. I think the swamp is going to be juiced because they squeaked one out and there's still hope. And I think, honestly, Felipe was so hated by that fan base that they're going to be so excited for this Trask kid to get in there and see someone actually run the offense. He's going to run the offense. I mean, he athletically, is he as good as Frank's? No, I think you lose that QB power, but I think he's more accurate, and you're going to get the ball to athletes in space, and I think that's going to be the advantage for Florida. And I wouldn't be surprised if Florida gets a defensive touchdown in this game as well to really be the difference in this one.
Wow. This was obviously not planned. First time I'm hearing this head-to-head. Okay, give me Ole Miss laying the 2.5. Cal, Dirty Golden Bears coming to Oxford.
Ugh.
This offense stinks. You guys know how this works. Ranked team coming into SEC country. The home unranked team is favored. Give me those points. That's all there is to it. Ole Miss, Matt Luke. I actually have it on pretty good authority from a few boosters at that school that Matt Luke is purely a placeholder until they're out of the penalty box, and then he is sayonara.
Yep.
But I do think that he can motivate and gets the players that are there today to play for him. So I will take Ole Miss, lay the 2.5 against Cal.
The players do, I think, like him. And the school, I mean, it's 100% a booster play. Hey, we're going to get a guy in whose one true love is Ole Miss and is willing to just
fall on the sword.
Yeah, exactly. Trudge through the crap and get us through to the other side. Climb on his back and just ride. It's not going to be
team
pretty.
On my back.
Yeah. Which I was going to ask you guys that for the NFL podcast.
Greg Jennings.
That's I'm actually going to get you some Friday night action, and it is Hail You Northwestern. Fight for victory. I know Hunter Johnson, the 5-star that went to Clemson and then transferred.
That's not Friday night.
I have Friday night. Is it not Friday? Is it Saturday? I thought it was Friday.
Saturday.
Whatever.
Pretty sure it's Saturday.
Is it Saturday? Are you
I'll
fact
confirm.
checking me right now?
I'll confirm. Keep going. I'll fact check you.
Hunter Johnson has not looked great. He's only had 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions, 2 of those in the first game against Stanford. But I just don't think Michigan State's that good. I don't think they score a lot of points. Northwestern's been known to get, when you go to Northwestern, it's starting to get that time of year where it's scary zone when you got to play the Wildcats at home, and they're getting 9.5. I really like that line. So I'm going with the Northwestern. You still fact checking?
I will echo. No, it's definitely Saturday. It's a noon kick, 11 local.
Oh,
the big. This is a Big Ten Beth Moen special. Yeah, exactly. I also have Northwestern plus 9.5.
Ooh.
This is purely a brand play as far as I'm concerned. These games at home, Northwestern getting 9. This is the Wonkavator special for the college games. I'll be dabbling a little bit on Northwestern money line. I'll also be taking them plus the points. I don't think with the offense that Michigan State has, it is warranted for them to be laying 10 points anywhere against a Big Ten foe, much less on the road.
Mm-hmm.
They can't score. They're not moving the ball against Rutgers, against Arizona State, against teams that are equal to or potentially even less than Northwestern and their defensive-minded, fantastic head coach. Give me Northwestern plus the 9.5. Little dabble on the money line. Wonkavator pick of the week in college.
I agree. Dang it. I like the money line move too. Because fade, I know fade. Exactly.
Michigan State by 1 million.
If you guys could see us, there'd be like
Barstool's gonna put a thing on with you and me doing this podcast, saying to these 2 idiots, pick Northwestern, Michigan State by 1 million.
Yeah, it's honestly though, like, you know those cartoons when you see like the big stamp getting punched on somebody's forehead, like getting labeled, like fade is just being slammed on Jared and I's forehead right now. But it's a new year. It's a new day. We got a chance to start.
There's a new day.
This is our first time agreeing, I believe. So this is a new chance at a new season. So I jumped the gun.
Oh, all right.
I meant Friday, as in we got the Utes minus 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say there are games on Friday.
Yes, that's what I got my Friday game mixed up on my card. I got the Utes minus 4 against USC. I just think the Trojans aren't that good. Lost a brutal one to BYU last week, and if you want to play the game of he said, she said, we played, they played, then Utah should cover this spread pretty easily. Now, this is at the Coliseum, but not only is the football team in total shambles, but the athletic department at USC, there's just a lot going on with getting rid of their athletic director and all that. So lots of distractions for this Trojans team. I don't think this is going to be a great season. This might be a leave the head coach on the tarmac kind of season. Shout out Lane Kiffin.
Ooh, nice.
So we'll see what happens, but I got Utah -4.
Yeah, I'm seeing actually -3.5 everywhere. So
Ooh.
you'll get credit for 3.5 as far
I hit that one too early. Sweet. I was the sharp bet that came across the wire, and everyone, they dropped it half point.
It's the wrong. It would have gone.
Yeah, that's right. It would have gone the other way.
It would have gone the other way. It's okay though. More like they saw your pick and were like, "Oh man, we're gonna get some more USC money out here, so we're gonna drop it down." Or yeah, we're willing to take more, so we'll drop it down. Pick number 4 for me, Kentucky Wildcats +6.5. I really like this team. I've bet them every week. They've covered every week. And I think they should have won last week. So my only concern here, as I've said on the podcast before, I am looking for spots to fade Joe Moorhead and fade the Mississippi State Bulldogs. I think his tenure there will end unceremoniously. I am concerned about the emotional letdown for the Kentucky Wildcats after a pretty big game at home that they, no other way of saying it, they pissed it down their legs. Now they got to go on the road. So I don't love the spot here, but I do like the team. We'll take a little dabble on the money line as well, just like we did last week with the Kansas State Wildcats.
Go Cats. That'll be an interesting one. Next up, if it ain't broke, what are you going to do? You don't.
Jeez, you going back to UCF?
Fix it. You go back to the well. Yes,
man.
Everyone's going to freak out. Ooh,
this line
Penn
reeks.
State, Pitt, 14-10. This is the second straight game. Pitt hasn't scored more than 2 touchdowns. So, or I should say, I think it's the second. I'll say second game in 3 games of the season. I can't remember if it was the first or second game that they got held. But UCF scores points at a lightning pace. If you did not watch this team last week, this is a very good football team. They're good enough on the defensive side of the ball to hold anyone, and they are definitely explosive enough and fast enough, strong enough offensively to score on anybody. This is a legit team. I think the conversation is going to start in about a week or two, where it's going to be, okay, how can UCF squeeze their way into the picture? Who's going to lose? Who has to? I'm telling you, it's going to happen because this team.
I know it is. That's why I'm. Yeah.
2 years undefeated, and they look better than they have the last 2 years. If Mackenzie Milton is on this team, healthy, this team, you have to put him in a playoff. So now this other flying Hawaiian is no joke either. That kid can zip the football. He's fun to watch.
As I said, they got a couple Hawaiians.
Mm-hmm.
Can spin.
So this is -12.5. I'm taking UCF. I just think it's Heupel. I don't know what he's got. He took what Scott Frost was doing and just grabbed it by the horns and just was like, all right, this is my baby now, and I'm just going to crank it up. Running, like I say, every time they're running more plays now than they did with Scott Frost. It's unbelievable. I mean, this team is really fun to watch.
So this is final pick for me, right?
Yep.
App State +3. I think they can get it done on the field against Mac Brown. It's cost me the first couple of weeks fading Mac Brown. I will continue to do so because I think he's incompetent, and I don't think their players are that good. App State's quality coach, quality program, moved up from FCS and have been rather successful in the Sun Belt. So I will take App State, take the 3. If you want to do a little dabble on the money line, that's fine too. But I think they get it done. And I will take the what are they? Not the Mountaineers.
Yeah.
Or are they the Mountaineers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mountaineers. Give them to me. That's my 5. Tennessee, Ole Miss, Northwestern, Kentucky, App State. Follow us on BetSports.
Yep. Now I'm Northwestern, UCF, UF, Utah. And the other one I'm going to be watching closely, and I'll tweet out if I actually end up taking it, is South Carolina. Right now they're sitting at plus 9.5 against Missouri. I just don't think that. I mean, this is a Missouri team that went to Laramie and lost week 1 against the Wyoming Cowboys. I don't think Kelly Bryant's really played that great. Put up good numbers against nobody, whoever it was last week. I can't remember. But anyway, I don't think Kelly Bryant.
Squad.
Yeah, so South Carolina, I think they have a quarterback who's a little more consistent now than Bentley, and that's got to make you feel good defensively as a head coach. So we'll see. I said to Jared last week I was really tempted to take South Carolina because I just didn't think Bama was.
They stayed inside it with that last second touchdown.
Mm-hmm. So it was close.
Literally like 8 seconds left or 10 seconds left.
And the defense is going to get better. It's just going to be a slow build for that Gamecocks team. But I think if that moves to 10, that's something I might hop on. Or I might just buy it. One or the other. So.
Peep Twitter, Peep BetSperts, follow us.
Without further ado, it's been 3 weeks. Last week was the first time in, I think, 3 seasons that there wasn't a top 25 matchup. So obviously not a lot to talk about then. We didn't do it week 1 or week 2, but Gun to Your Head is back.
Back, baby.
So, first game, we're heading to the Big Ten Conference. Michigan against Wisconsin. Wisconsin minus 3.5.
I'll take Wisconsin. Michigan's. I've heard this take so much this week. I feel like it's not my own anymore. But I need to see something from Michigan. I haven't seen anything from Jim Harbaugh's team in any game of consequence since he showed up on campus. We all know nooner at, well, I guess it's 11 a.m. local kick. Madison is going to be
Everyone
jumping.
loves the nooner.
They're going to have the beer and cheese flowing early on Saturday. And I'll take Wisconsin. They've looked really impressive this year. They've run the ball on anybody and everybody in every which direction. I don't love the number here at 3.5, but this is obviously a segment where we have to pick games. I will not be probably playing this at all, but if I had to, give me Wisconsin.
Yeah, I'm on Wisconsin as well. I think jumping around. I think Taylor has a big game. Next up, Auburn on the road at the 12th man taking on the Aggies, minus 3.5.
Yeah, I'm going to get roasted for this, but I actually like Texas A&M this week. First road game for Bo Nix. I think we were very lucky to win the Oregon game to start the season. Looked rather pedestrian against Tulane, who I admit is a pretty good team. We were fortunate that they did not score hardly any points. Our defense, candidly, won the game for us there. And then last week we looked good, but Kent State is not a team of any fear or threat to a team as talented as ours. Going on the road, Kellen Mond looked good. The defense is going to have to play really, really, really well to keep us in this one because I really don't see us getting to 20 points-wise. Pains me to say it. I do not expect Auburn to win the game this week.
It's going to be a barn burner. Like you said, Jared, Bo Nix, first true road game. I would say the opener neutral site was probably 65-35 in favor of Auburn fans, so truly not a full-on road test for him. Up until last year, so this is where I teeter. Up until last year, I think the road team had won every game.
Yeah, and we should have lost last year.
That's what I was going to say. This is an underrated revenge game for a team that should have easily beat us last year. Were killing us for a majority of the game. I still fear that there's not a speed rusher on the front four for Auburn. We'll stop the run all day, but we can't let him stay back there, and I don't want to do this mush rush, squeeze the pocket crap. So we're going to need to bring blitzes, which is going to put us in one-on-one situations that I'm not really looking forward to. I think
Big Benogany.
Yeah.
Big Benogany.
Big Benogany. Yeah. Iggy.
And King Tut on the other side.
Mm-hmm. But I'm going to go back to the trend, and also because Jared is a mush and is picking A&M, I'm going to go Auburn minus 3.5.
It's a little bit of a happiness hedge.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
I hope I'm wrong.
Well, I mean, the gun's to your head, so you can either die or be happy.
Either get a winner or die.
Exactly. Which I guess, so it's gun to your head. So if Auburn does win, then at least you die happy.
That's right. Like they win, boom.
Boom, over.
Over.
And last but not least, the Fighting Irish, the fancy dancy Irish, making their way down to Athens, Georgia. Bulldogs favored minus 14.5.
Yeah, the Bulldogs gonna wax that ass. I think they're just gonna mop it up and down with them. I like Georgia a lot. I really hope they beat Bama in the SEC title game if we don't get there. And I think they're significantly outmatched. Now they're on the road. Jake Fromm, 2 years later. Remember, he's the same quarterback that beat them on the road 2 years ago. Now he's 2 years older, and it gets him at home with a lot more talent around him and a really good offensive line.
That was last
year. Georgia.
That wasn't 2 years ago.
No, it was 2 years ago because he was a freshman. Now he's a junior.
God, was it really?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
I don't even know anymore.
Mop the floor with them. I think this one gets ugly early and often, and that place is going to be off the hook at 8 p.m. The game day, and then an 8 p.m. game. Is going to be a lot of drunkies in Sanford Stadium on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's for the Notre Dame fans that travel to that game, it's going to be. I can't wait to read the reviews. These Georgia fans were so mean. Blah 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 blah. It's going to be great. The Hedges are going to be going crazy.
They were pretty. I will say that they were pretty nasty to us in the title game, whatever that was, the SEC title game.
Was not fun.
2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But it's because we also beat them like 2 weeks prior, so that's a little bit of anger, hate there.
Yeah, we curb stomped them.
That's what I'm saying. So like, there's a little bit of there's probably not as much of that with the Notre Dame people, but yeah, there will not be any wine or cheese served in Sanford Stadium on Saturday evening.
It's going to be a beatdown.
Notre Dame fans.
Just blood. Just blood. So just to recap, gun to your head, Jared and I both have Wisconsin. I have Auburn. Jared has A&M. And then we both have the Bulldogs. So remember, gun to our head means we're taking it if the gun is to our head. We're not actually betting these games.
Yeah, I was going to say, I won't. I actually will probably include Georgia in a bunch of moneyline parlays.
Yeah, I think that's a safe, little juicy one. So yeah, Jared's going to get a nice moneyline parlay
taste in there.
Party going out for you. So he'll tweet that out so everyone can see the juicy goodness. But that's going to do it. A nice solid 23 minutes for us there, Jared, on the old
give the people what they want.
Exactly. Nothing but winners. So for those of you who do listen to our college podcast, those of you who do listen to our college podcast, I need a little more from you guys on the Twitter sphere. Okay, at pigskin_junkies. Get a lot of NFL stuff, and it's understandable with the success of obviously Scott and Jared in the Super Contest last year. But it was
Scott, but that's fine.
Well, I mean you did all right. You weren't too far behind.
Yeah, I did okay.
And then Jared,
not this year.
You just finished outside of it in William Hill, just outside the money last year.
Yeah, if that contest was stupid, I probably would have done better. That's the one thing. I guess that's the indication. Like, there's no Vegas contest that's exclusively college except that one, which probably indicates how much people love the NFL more than college, which is fine.
Yeah. So for those of you who do, tweet at us. We love it.
Send out the takes. Put your opinion on the line.
We might have to get my buddy Yardage Locks on here for a little yard dog segment. My man, his bookie texted him and said, "Look, dude, you've been too hot for this past month." He's like, "I can't carry you anymore. You're making too much money."
No.
So he's been steamrolling. So we might have to get him on here for a quick little yardage segment. And
That would be fun. Yeah, that'd be good.
He brings.
I was wondering who this guy was.
Yeah, he's.
Wow, he got the I can't carry you anymore. That makes your if that doesn't make your balls swell. I don't know what will.
It's true. It is true. So that's going to do it for our college edition, Week 4. Going to be a lot of fun. Lots of good games this weekend to watch. Make sure to tune in for our NFL podcast coming out tomorrow at noon. There won't be a delay this time. And then once again, a reminder for those of you who do listen to both, I will be out of town on Sunday, so recap podcast will be coming Monday night. Thank you again for so much for tuning in at pigskin_junkies. I'm Michael Larson. That's Jared Larson. We're out of here.
See ya.